All right, I bent you up a little caliper holder there.
Oh, cool, thanks. You know, anytime you're doing work on suspension or brakes, when you're taking the caliper off, we already told you this, don't let it hang by the hose, you'll break it. Put a little wire on it, hang it up.
If you look at our old system here that's off the other side, this pivot is made out of rubber. Now that rubber is going to not only give you more shimmy in the front end, but it's also going to wear out over time because it's always compressing. If you look at the new system, this Delalume bushing that Global West has, this is kind of a special upper pivot they have, and it's going to not only move better, it's going to move more freely, but it's also going to take that shimmy out.
Yeah, you know, if you use regular bushings, they deteriorate, and of course, when a bushing works, it's jammed in there, and it's just a twist in the bushing. There's a horrible ride, particularly if you go to polyurethane. This is the Delalume bushing right here. The Delalume bushing looks like this. It acts like a bearing. You can just turn it and turn it and turn it, so it pivots good. This isn't even lubricated, okay? Pivots good, but it gives you all the control you need on this upper control arm shaft.
And a lot of these want to squeak too. They come with a grease fitting that helps keep it from squeaking. All right, I'm going to put this up next to the original. If you see where this old ball joint is, it's moved backwards from the original. What that does is change the caster by moving the spindle backwards, makes the caster, gives you more caster, which gives you more top end stability.
Yeah, you know, top of the wheel back caster is really incredible stuff for high speed stability. But you know, this whole Global West suspension system, what it does, these tubular control arms, they really change the front end geometry. One of the problems these 67 through 69 Camaro and Firebirds had, when you guys drive them, you know, you hit a bump and they'd bump steer. This cuts the bump steer in half over the original suspension.
It's no fun to end up in someone else's lane.
Really.
And another feature they have is this nylon lower spring insert. That way, if you do go and cut your spring some, you can rotate this. It's indexable anywhere you want it to be.
Yeah, they got bump stops to control the travel in both directions. And this will really help you with, you know, corner entry, high speed stability, all kinds of great stuff. By the way, they make these springs for small block and big block. First thing we're going to do is get the shock absorber out, get our spring compressor in here, and we'll go to work. All right, now we're getting our lower control arm out. Remember, when you're working with this stuff, you're working with coil springs. Make sure you get a good spring compressor, and of course, you won't want to hurt yourself. Get your old part out of the way. This is a good time, by the way, if you're building a really nice car and you want to take your time, clean this all up. Excuse me, paint it, powder coat it, and look at this little suspension bump here. Now these are replaceable. You can take this nut off and replace. This is all broken. It's not going to do you much good, but we don't need to do that in this case. We put our Global West suspension arm on. It's your upper control arm. And thread it over these studs. Now when you're putting these things in, this is your alignment. Now you can see right here, this has a suspension stop. Hits right there. That controls the down motion, so if you get the car up, it's not going to bang on the chassis. The lower control arm has one to go this way. All right? When you put your control arms in, you're going to take shims like this. These are 1/8. Take 1/8 shim, put it on each side, and that'll get you right in the ballpark. If your chassis is straight, with the Global West arm, it's going to set it up just right. When we're all done, it's got to go to the alignment shop anyway, but this puts it right in the ballpark. So take your time, put everything together that you need, tighten it up good, and then we'll be able to put in the lower control arm and our new spring.